Hello and welcome to a fairly quick video about how Leeds United's plans for Elland Road have become significantly more public. Now you might think that I'm talking about just the designs that came out fairly recently, but no. I've taken a little bit of a deep dive into the Leeds City Council website and I've managed to find a document from the recent planning meeting that happened. I believe it's the Plans Panel presentation. I say this because I'm reading it as we speak. I just thought I'd take you on a deep dive through it, just because I think the hidden details and all that kind of stuff hasn't quite gotten through the PR barrier. So I'm just going to read this big document with you and sort of get an idea of what the redevelopment is actually going to look like. It might not be the quickest video, it might not be the smoothest video, but it's going to be a fairly important one to understand what is happening with the West Stand. So, with that in mind, let's get into it. So first off, we're starting with basic Elland Road redevelopment stuff. It's just a simple slide here. I've got it in document format. I'm guessing it was originally a slideshow. A bit of faff from Parag. I'm going to get mainly into the technical details and all that kind of stuff because I think that is what's most important here. The proposal, simple around the expansion of the stadium capacity to 53k, keeping the atmosphere, all that kind of stuff, mainly doing the north and west stands, and do a fairly decent fan experience. And a lot of stuff is mentioned about the fan experience. Now, I'm just going to have a quick skip of this bit because this bit does not particularly matter. I'll be completely honest with you. This is just setting out what everything looks like already at the moment, which is not super relevant for the way that things are going to be going. So, first off, there is a little bit of discussion on what goes wrong with the current stadium as it is, and mainly it's fan experience stuff. So under key issues identified, there's the structural columns in the stands, so the amount of times when, like, I was recently in the northwest corner and you just sort of dance your way around to make sure that you're actually able to watch the match. Dealing with that, very, very high on the list of priorities. Glad it's being dealt with. Seating not being comfortable, obviously, thin concourses and the stadium being very old means the amenities are quite bad. Then it just lists a bunch of benefits of upgrading, so such as making sure that the media stuff's ready and it can host Premier League, other tournaments, all sorts. Basically becoming more than a football stadium, somewhere that things can be hosted. For example, Anfield had the Taylor Swift concerts last year, which would have been nice to have in Leeds in terms of a revenue perspective and like a cultural perspective. It just helps the city. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the stuff that people are more going to care about, creating the internal spectator bowl. So, running through this little bit right here. Blue bit is what the North Stand is at the minute. That is still being done up a little bit. It's not just staying the way it is, but the North Stand as is will be rejigged with the sort of this section along here. I'll zoom in as far as I can. Here, where my mouse is, becoming seating that is more accessible. So for those that might be in wheelchairs or less able to move around normally. I like this. This is very good. About 200 of those seats is what I saw, 190-ish off the top of my head, with the new North Stand being built over the top. Similar is happening in terms of the existing West Stand, this being North, I think, where overbuild on top of what is already there at first, so this big grey section, and then build further down once that is done. I'll explain a little bit more about sort of the process of doing that later on, but that's the basics. Yeah, there we go. Lower tier in the north and northeast corner will be retained with the addition of a wheelchair platform at the back of the lower tier. West, middle, and upper tiers and the north upper tier are proposed new builds. In which we see a little bit more context, including some nice internal shots. The internal shots I especially like. I'll be showing you through those in a couple of minutes' time. Specifically, the West Stand. So, I'll be honest, I don't know what a lot of this is going to be standing for. I'm guessing FWC is water closets, so toilets, but who knows? We've got fan amenities here, which is effectively sort of judging by the seats that are here. This looks probably box-ish, at least these ones, which linking to a kitchen makes sense. So you've got these sort of mid-tier, which is going to be boxes. You've got a colossal new concourse, which is absolutely fantastic, very, very good to have, which will then lead us up into the new stand, which is nice and good and shiny. Further down in Ooh, am I right here? No, I think this is just all Upper West Stand, which is quite interesting. Is it? Hold on. Should have double checked this. Yes. So this is the existing West End, or bloody hell, I should get this right. So this is existing West End. This is new, and this is new as well, which is all sort of good. And then you have a look at what is going to happen with the North Stand. It's all sort of similar, widening the concourses, which is very, very good to have because we all know the concourses are a little bit of a mess. Men's toilets, women's toilets, everything you need. There's a nice bar down there and a fan zone, which I think is quite useful, especially considering at the moment, fan gathering points, you've got northeast corner just outside that. Outside, not the best of conditions for it, so it's not too bad to have. We've got a nice internal view, we've already seen this, but with the mentions of it mentions the functions of a bowl, but it feels like a soulful bowl. Everything's sort of got a purpose. 3-tier configuration improves amenities for all fans. By that, it means GA and the box people. Also, better safety, better sightlines. You'll notice there's no big sticks in everyone's way, and a better matchday experience for everyone. I'm just going to skip this bit because this is just sort of like form, function, design. It looks nice, all that kind of stuff. But this is the bit that people care a little bit more about. The phasing, how long it's going to take to do things. So, phase 1A, you've got the construction of all the new stuff on the West Stand. This is really important. This is the stuff that is going on top of the existing West Stand, and then I think Marathe said that there is going to be no loss of seating at any point. So this bit gets built, and then everyone that is currently in the West Stand shifts up, and then they sort the bottom part of the West of the plan. Then phase 1B is Northwest Corner, gets demolished, rebuilt, but then again, you've got the new big bit in which you can put all of the new people. Then fit out of the west southwest corner, construction of the roof. This is the bit that is already there but is being rebuilt, which is sort of important to do. Make sure everything's looking nice and shiny and good. And then 1D, which is works for the and the northwest corner. Very important. But that is all phase 1. Phase 1 is to sort the west stand. So the west stand will be done before the north. Then you get on to phase 2, in which 2A is demolition of the existing north stand and construction of the new stand and internal spaces. 2B works the retained lower tier on the north stand and northeast corner, etc., etc., etc. And then C is demolition and construction of the northeast corner and construction of a roof, which is nice and friendly and shiny. But the general idea is at no point will there be a loss of seat. So, following the completion of phase 1, you go from 37.5k to 46. Then after the completion of phase 2, which is the north stand, you get up to 53. That's a big stadium. This bit, I don't hugely understand what this bit's for, but I quite like the fact that this does not say public. This is a pubic realm. This is where the penises go. But there's a brand new broadcast vehicle compound going behind the north stand, which is quite good because it currently exists around here behind the west. There's also another pubic realm over in the northeast for some reason. Bit of staff parking, and I quite like all these solar panels. Make sure that the ground is nice and sustainable, and that will help it get through the city council as well. Same sort of thing. This is just all of the plans but completed because this is the current north stand. This is the rebuilt north stand. And services, obviously, you've got a bigger concourse. This looks nice and shiny. This nice fan entrance lobby in the west end. I enjoy it. But yeah, it just all looks very, very nice. This looks like an expensive box. I would like to go in this box. So if anyone's at Leeds United and remembers my request in 3 years' time, chuck us in there once. The idea of maintaining the atmosphere is very, very important throughout this entire thing, so you don't fall into the soulless bowl kind of thing. You can tell that there's been a lot of care and attention put into the atmosphere. Specific numbers on the seating. West Stand totals 17,750 people, which is good. It's up about 10-ish thousand from the current West Stand. North Stand, I didn't know the North Stand currently fits fewer people than the West, but will gain about 5,000 people, which ultimately puts us at 53k, which is not too bad. Those are maximums. It could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. Well, can't be a little bit more. That's the maximum, but could be a bit less. But either way, big stadium. Some nice views of the ground, but the amount of detail that is evident here, such as like transport strategies and the way that things are going to be adjusted and improved matchday parking and wayfinding improvements on walking routes and all that kind of stuff, is so good. And it shows that there is so much care and attention being put into this entire thing. A little bit on social and economic sustainability. We know that it's going to be good ultimately for the stadium. Construction, expecting 500 jobs, permanent jobs for the stadium, about 100 in casual matchday staff at about 630, which is not bad at all. It's going to be good for gaining visitors into Leeds. It's going to be good for employment in the city. It's going to be fantastic. Love to see it. A bunch of environmental sustainability stuff, which I'll be honest, you guys don't care about. You care about the stuff I've already talked about. I sort of have an interest in, but I'm not going to deep dive into it. And then the townscape, the way that it's going to look, because you know that NIMBYs are going to NIMBY. People that are going to go, it's ugly. No, they've taken all this into account. They have taken into account the long distance views from Gildersome and New Farnley as an idea of, we're going to make this look good for everyone, and I really appreciate that. That is a very, very nice thing. In addition to that, no negative effects on the setting of any local heritage assets. Kirkstall Abbey, you're doing pretty good. And then, yeah, here's the time frame. Everything starts in Q3 of 2025. The idea being phase 1 is going to be done in Q4 of 2028, which is admittedly a good distance away, but you know what? It'll get done, with the North Stand being done Q4 2030. Having these plans in place is ultimately what we need. And in conclusion, fan experience is fine. It's good for regeneration of the area, sustainable. There's a big master plan for what's going on around the stadium, but we don't know the details on that one quite yet. More socio-economic benefits, and it can help as a new civic building for Leeds City whilst investing in the heritage. And then there's a Q&A, but I can't do a Q&A because these aren't my plans. But ultimately, what do I think? I think this is a very, very nice set of plans. I've talked you through it very, very roughly. I might do a stream or something to cover it in more detail, but it adds the seats we need. It pays attention to all of the little bits and bobs, like the concourses being jam-packed and the facilities being old and bad. And it improves everything, such as sightlines. I like it. It's a big leap forward for me. So I'm hoping all of the planning goes through. I can't see why it wouldn't. And we get that sorted as soon as possible. Hopefully ahead of schedule. It won't be, but I can dream. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. That is always massively appreciated. You'll get a sense of joy. It'll be quite nice. Pop a like on the stream video as well. Sorry, I'm recording this at like 1:15 in the morning. And even become a channel member. You get a bunch of videos early, including this one. I'm going to release this as soon as it's uploaded on YouTube for channel members. For everyone else, it'll come out at like 7 AM. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Hope we have a wonderful Elland Road to look forward to soon enough, and I will see you later. Toodaloo.